Welcome to the Emme Factor Live, a space where art of movement meets wisdom of the heart. My name is Em, and you are joining me at episode 3 of my New Year's online live streams about a different level of yoga that I hope to be able to invite you this year. My intention with these online teachings is to help you raise the level of your yoga practice to a place where it actually enhances and opens up your life off the mat. That's a really important part, and we miss this if we only practice yoga poses on our mat. So this is a live stream. And although I've put a lot of thought into this and I got all these gadgets up here in front of me, this is still live and I see that there is so much more to learn. So I think the last 2 episodes, if you go back to them and see them, you can see that they were a little choppy and not every word was transmitted. So I am working tirelessly in the back to make this better, but I thought it would be a great idea to record these live sessions and also post them on my YouTube channel, which I can now finally use. So if you are interested to watch this on a much better quality, please go to YouTube, and my channel is called Emme Factor. It is spelled E-M-M-E-F-A-C-T-O-R, and you can re-listen to all of the other episodes as well. I have set up these teachings as a series. So yes, if you have missed some episodes, please go back and I see people are there now. So this is exactly what I want, for you to interact with me. Good. Okay, wonderful. So before we start, I would like to do the same thing that I did in the last episode. And I would like to ask you to take a few deep breaths. If you're driving in the car and listening to this, don't close your eyes. But if you're not, if you're able to close your eyes for a moment and imagine that this is intended to teach you something. So if we hear this from a place where we open our mind, where we open our heart, where we let go of immediately reacting, then you will be able to receive some of the things much better. Yeah? This is a very important part that I would like to teach you. Our world is full of judgment, and that is the opposite of yoga. In yoga, we learn to not judge. But I think in a regular yoga class, we are not taught of how this looks like in real life. And so right now in here, I would love for you to see if you can listen to my words and watch this from a place of not immediately judging, good or bad, like it or don't like it. I know our whole world is full with thumbs up and thumbs down, and that's exactly what I want you to look at. This is part of the reason why we feel the way we feel, and I need for you to start looking at this. So, deep breath. We're letting go of judgment, we're letting go of immediate reaction, and just take in whatever comes to you today. Okay, so I would like to start today's episode with a question. If you have watched the last 2 episodes, and only if you have, you will be able to answer this question. What have you learned last time? What do you remember? Some of my students, some of you have been with me in class, know that I start my classes like that quite often. My private work and my group classes. I want to know, what do you remember? What have you learned last time? Is there anything that stuck with you? Maybe you learned something about me. I hope you don't just remember the song of the day. I hope that you remembered something. And if you can't answer that question, that's a sign. And it might be a sign that you are not approaching your yoga classes with the intent of learning. And that is a very, very important part. So in all my classes, I want people to walk away with something. Something that has touched you, that has opened up understanding. Something that you see clearer that you haven't seen before. Something that has maybe touched you in a way where you reacted, and you can start thinking about why am I reacting this way? Yeah. So from now on, these live streams, I would like for you to take something with you every single time. Yeah. So I might begin these sessions and ask you, what do you remember from last time? This is really important, yeah? I'm not here to entertain you, even if some of you think that. I am here to teach you, if you want to be taught. So the first thing in this year that I want to give you is, next time you go to your yoga class, before you set foot in your room, in the place where you practice, and that is also valid for practicing alone at home, I want you to take a few breaths and tell yourself, I am here to learn. That's how we start. I am here to learn. This yoga practice is designed to allow me to receive something that can help me grow. This is what yoga is all about, learning and growing. Yoga is not to be on a mat, copy poses the best way we know how, and go home and forget everything. Because if you can't answer that question, what have I learned last time? Then that is something that you might need to think about. Why am I not learning anything? Why am I not taking something away from this? And do I want to? Yeah, I can't answer that for you. You need to ask yourself, do I want to learn? So maybe from now on, before you go to class, before you set foot on your mat, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say, I am here to learn. I am here to receive. I am open, and I leave my judgment as good as I can, because I promise you this is not an easy thing to do. And it all sounds so good. Leave your ego and the judgment out the door. If you don't consciously practice that, there's no way that you can ever receive the benefits of practicing with an open heart and an open mind and a spirit and an attitude that allows you to learn and grow. This is really important, yeah? And I think it is very, very often not taught in classes, but it's overlooked and it leaves us alone. So learn and grow in your class, yeah? Try this out and see if this works for you. So, second thing that I got for you today is another question. How often have you been in yoga class and have asked yourself, what does this mean? Open my heart, open my hips. How often have you walked away a class and had more questions than before? How often have you been in class and try to hide in the back because you don't want anybody to see you and you kind of don't feel like you know what you're doing there? And you might be somebody who doesn't have that experience. I don't believe that. I believe if you're really honest, I think all of us have experienced that at a certain point in our life, in our yoga classes. And we need to do better than that, yeah? So the second thing that I do in my classes is I allow people to ask questions. And while I'm aware that is not really, that is difficult, it's not impossible, but it is difficult to do when you are in a class of 30, 40, 50 people, and there's no time to really attend to this. This is why that is yoga exercise. But if you want to practice yoga, you need to be with somebody who you can ask questions. And I believe in my heart that some of you even need to learn how to ask questions. So I know that the awakeness and the awareness to even ask questions needs to be there. Yeah? So with curiosity and thinking about what am I being taught here, what am I doing here, you can all of a sudden see that you are not just there to follow something that somebody else is doing. I want you to start in this new year to ask questions. And part of the reason why I'm doing this is because I do want to answer these questions here. I want to take these questions that you have in class and I want to answer them as best as I can. And if you start getting used to asking questions, two things will happen. Number one, you will totally raise your awareness. Yeah? I know you have heard this word, awareness, and we throw it around in the yoga world, awareness, awareness. But I have a feeling that people don't know what awareness really is. And I think the first thing that you can do is you can listen more intently what is being taught in your classes or even here in this live stream. And you can start to see if you really understand. Because if you don't really understand, you won't be able to take something out of it. And then sooner or later, it will become a waste of time. Or at least it won't be able to help you to grow. Yeah? I hope that makes sense to you. So, two things that we have to do today is to start looking at your personal yoga practice. And you might have been in classes, in your local studio or in your gym, or you might do yoga online videos, or you have a fairly regular, hopefully, home practice. So no matter what you're doing, are you aware of what you're doing? Are you going into your practice with the attitude of learning something? And are you starting to notice things that make you more curious to ask questions? Why and how? How shall I do this? My hamstrings always hurt. This is not getting anywhere. I'm sitting here and everybody has their eyes closed and I have my eyes closed too, and I'm doing that what everybody's doing, but I don't feel it and I'm antsy, and there are so many things that happen on a yoga mat. And I have a feeling that we are not addressing that enough in our yoga classes. So let's create a space where we address that. Yeah? Come with exactly these questions. This is why I am here. And I know you heard me say this. Send me your questions. Come and ask your questions. But until the first one of you is brave enough to step out and raise your hand and say, hey, this is what I experience on my mat and I'm struggling with it. I would like to ask a question. I will be here. I will be waiting for you, and I'm not going anywhere. And I hope that some of you are brave enough to come forward and start getting answers to the questions that you haven't gotten an answer to. That's the way to grow. That's the way to learn. And that's the way to take your yoga practice from simply doing postures on a mat to something that can totally enhance your life. Yeah? Okay, that's it, what I have for you today. And I try to keep it short, but as all of you know, I can sit here probably for the next 17 hours and talk about yoga. I would love to do this with you. So be invited to join me. One more thing, I am doing this live because I want you to see how things look like in real life. I think the online world is very often not how things look like in real life. Things are edited, things are photoshopped, things are put into a certain position. But that's not how real life is. And so I want you to see this live. This is not easy for me to speak in front of a camera instead of being in front of you personally, but I feel there's a need for this, and I want you to see that even the videos are going to get better. You start somewhere and you improve and you get better, and you improve again and you get better again, and you slowly and gradually grow, and you get to the place step by step, one baby step at a time. And that's exactly how yoga is. This is what I teach, and this is what I have been taught by the practice of yoga, one step at a time. And you get better slowly and gradually by doing the practice. This is why I'm doing this live, and don't record it. And I trust in the process. I want you to see me grow here too with these videos and with everything that is involved into this, because it's a lot involved into it, but I'm willing to put the work in. Yeah, and that is what I want you to do with your yoga practice this year as well. Okay, good. All right, that's it. And yeah, song of the day. Song of the day today is, let me quickly see, I think I picked a couple. Yes, Marvin Gaye, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. This is a wonderful song. So get your headset. Remember that I'm not doing this here just to be funny. I'm doing this for you to get out of your head into your body and feel. That's the most important part. We need to learn again how to feel. And music is a wonderful way to do this. Yeah? So, Marvin Gaye today. Anyway, let's see if I can do this again. Listen, baby. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby. If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far. Just call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there's ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river high enough to keep me from getting to you, love. It's another marvelous, marvelous song, yeah? And oh, come on, I know you sing in the shower too, and in the car, and in the kitchen. And this is how it sounds. Yes, now you know. But seriously, I hope you sing in the shower. I hope you dance. I am sharing this with you because I hope that you have something in your life where you can let loose, where we can let go of the masks and the roles that we carry with us. Our lives are filled with heaviness, and our yoga practice should be there to help us let go of these things It sounds so easy on paper to let go, but if you don't have anything in your life where you can let go of things, then, you know, life is always going to drag us down, and all the dreams that we have and our aspirations. It's the new year right now. We can't go anywhere if we have that weight. So for me, that is music. And I hope you join me. I hope you sing. I hope you take your loved one and sing with them, because that's what I do. And one more last thing. If we think about what we really want in life, the joy for life, this energy to get up in the morning and do what we have to do no matter what, to have the confidence in believing in ourselves, to live a life that is me, that is us, that is exactly how you want to live your life. You need to find a practice. You need to practice this. This does not come flying to you. And I promise you, no downward facing dog in the world, no 1,000 chaturangas, and no standing on your head for extended periods of time can give you that energy. Yeah? That is what yoga is for me. So I hope you join me. I hope you sing and dance with me. I hope you learn and grow with me this year. And I am looking forward already to the next episode. I will see you then.